When you're drawing in Procreate, do your lines come out all shaky and wobbly? It's one of the most common questions I get asked in our Facebook group. So in this video, I'm going to show you 2 ways on how to make your lines in Procreate smooth and even every time. Hey, I'm Tatiana Dennis. I'm here to teach you how to draw using the cute and simple style called Kawaii, and how to start a creative business using the cool and trendy designs that you create. If you ever wanted to open an Etsy shop, or perhaps your kids love to draw and you want to do it with them, then be sure to subscribe and get all of the new videos I create. The first way to get smooth lines in Procreate is to use the quick shape feature. Let me show you. So here we are in Procreate. I'm going to be using the monoline brush to demonstrate to you the quick shape and all of the smooth line tricks in here, because that's the brush I most often use for drawing kawaii, and the effect is most visible on this brush. So let's say I'm drawing a character and I'm drawing the head, and I want to make it a perfect oval. So I would draw it roughly, and then if I hold down the pencil, the quick shape is activated and the oval becomes a perfect oval. And I can resize it, I can rotate it, as long as I don't let go of the Apple Pencil. Now, let's say I want the head to be a circle instead. If I put down my finger, the oval turns into a circle. And you can still move it and resize it here. Now, when you let go, you'll get the quick shape option. And even now, you can still move it and resize it. Let's say I look at it and I say, no, I do want an oval, not a circle. So I can still make it into a circle and to an oval from here, and I can move it around. Now tap away and the edit option is no longer available, so you can fill your shape, you can do anything you like with it, but you will not, once you tap away, you will not be able to go back and edit the shape itself. From here you would have to use the transform option. Here you can resize it. In the previous versions of Procreate, this really made the drawing pixelate. Now it seems to be better. However, I would still recommend to get the shape as correct as you can on the first go. The same trick that we did with the oval and the circle will work for straight lines. So let's say I draw a wonky line. If I hold down the Apple Pencil, it turns into a perfectly straight line. Now, if I put my finger down, now that line moves under increments. So I can have a perfectly horizontal line or perfectly vertical line very, very easily, which is handy, especially if you are using these lines as drawing guides on a separate layer, which you can then just erase. Now let's clear the layer and look at squares. So the same thing that we did with the oval will work very well for squares and rectangles. So you can see it turn into a perfect square. And triangles. That didn't come out quite as good, so let's try again. And now we have a perfect triangle. Now, if you wanted to turn it into a star, however, that doesn't work as well. So let's say I have a wonky star and I hold my pencil, and what I get as a result is straight lines, but it's still a wonky star. And even if I put my finger down, that does not turn into a geometrically perfect star. But that's alright. Perhaps that's a feature they will add in the future. But for now, if you need a perfect star, you can bring in a reference image and just outline it and then have a perfect star. Now, you can use a combination of quick shapes to draw a complicated shape that still looks really, really smooth. So, for example, let's say I'm drawing a cloud. And so that's a series of arcs. So I'll draw one and I will let it complete as a quick shape. You see, I got a really smooth line, and here I can still edit it. Let's say it's too squished on this side. so I can actually move it around until I feel like, yep, that's about the side of the cloud that I like. Tap away and the shape is finalized. Now I can continue the shape by adding another arc to it. And it's not quite perfect, but remember, I can just move it around and I can connect the corners so that they match up perfectly. Tap away and do another one. Edit the shape to connect the ends perfectly, or almost perfectly. Nothing is really perfect. And you can see how it's useful for drawing kawaii. I'll move it down. Oops. Okay, I lost it there. You see, I let go of the pencil before I had a chance to edit the shape, so that's all right. Let's just do it again. And I can edit it, make it a little bit more round, move it up. And now I can complete my cloud on the bottom. Edit the shape. Make it a bit more round, connect the corners, and here I have to connect two corners on the left and on the right. Make sure that they're matching. So here's my shape, and let's say I do some eyes. Fill up the eye. I can duplicate this eye over. Duplicate, move it over. I'm gonna move this eye over a little bit so that it's a little bit more symmetrical on our cloud. But now we're just gonna add the mouth, and imagine I can get just the right expression here for the cloud just by using the quick shape feature. The second way to get smooth lines is by using a Streamline feature in Procreate. Let me show you. Here we are again in Procreate, and within each brush, you can get more options by tapping on the name again. So in Monoline, in every brush, you have a Streamline option, and I'll show you what that does. So here I'm gonna draw a squiggly without any Streamline on. And it's kind of okay, but if I was drawing a complicated shape, you can kind of see that the line is shaky and unsure. And especially if I wasn't sure which way I'm gonna go, the line comes out a little bit wobbly. Now, if I turn up the Streamline option all the way, see what happens. As I'm drawing the squiggly, the line is kind of dragging behind the Apple Pencil and is coming out really, really smooth. So the same thing, if I was drawing some kind of a curve and I'm not quite sure which way it's gonna go, because the line is dragging behind the Apple Pencil, it's still coming out kind of smooth and straight. Like this would be great for drawing hair, maybe for doing lettering. And once you get used to it and you know how it's gonna behave, that becomes really, really powerful. So these are the two easy and quick ways to get smooth lines in Procreate. If this was useful to you, let me know in the comments, and like and share this video with your friends so they can draw smooth lines as well. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.